Hello everybody and welcome back to Silverrun Forest. So I probably should start this with an apology of that last episode of Silverrun being a time lapse. At that current moment in time I had been suffering with a collapsed lung for 3 weeks, which was not the most ideal of things, but obviously when it came to talking and so on, it was a lot of hard work, let's say. So to make sure I kept to my schedule, it was very much if I did a time lapse I could get it out. So I am going to start. I do have a full load of logs, so I have done a bit of logging off camera because I think we've done quite a lot of that. In that time lapse, what my plan and thinking was is if we go construction, so we get a bird's eye view. Once these, well, first off, this is where I've just been in, taking a few trees out, thinning this out, and then the next place after this will be, there's a few here to come out, and then we have a few in here, well, a few around here that we own all these, so we can next dip into here for a few. But what my plan is, once these trees get a growth stage, we can then completely wipe out all these, clear fell this and then replant again, so we're keeping it staggered, so hopefully it shouldn't look too bad of a sight. So that's the plan there. And we were here, as you can see, this is where we were taking a load of trees out. I'm planning, there's a few more to come out here, and then we can put a bridge in, we can go over, because this grass field is on the agenda to buy, because to do the ship we need wool and we need fabric, so this just looks perfect to me anyways. So that's the plan from that side of things. So we are just going to pull this up on the track, and as and when we need wood, we now have a brilliant place to come to, because this wood should last us a fair while. If we go, wrong button, if we go to our productions, we have everything bar the iron furnace has stuff in to make products for us. So we are going to drop this trailer off here. We're going to go pick up our new red, well it's green I think now, the 3-in-1 trailer, but we've got the modded version. We're going to take, we've got another pile of wood just there ready to go as and when we need it. So we're going to take this up to the iron furnace. We're then also going to have to lease a front loader, which will get the same front loader as last time, one of the big ones with the high tip bucket. We're going to lease that, and what we'll do before we sleep is we'll do one full load, and then we'll do another load, and then this, which can stay in this trailer. And obviously that can just be, well, it's almost like having a bit of a mobile silo. And we arrive. So we'll spin this round. I do love this trailer. It's quite nice to have, obviously we all know what the trailer is. It's the big 3-in-1 trailer. But to be able to modify it like we have done, so it is ever so slightly different, is brilliant. So we'll leave that there. First we'll just have to get, I forget how to get the take the cover off. That's my lights. I'm sure I had it preset on my Thrustmaster. No. Okay, so where is cover? Where is it? Well, I don't know whether that's right or not, but I just opened the back door and the covers come off, so we'll take that. So front loaders, wheel loaders, sorry. Let's go to here, and that is 19. I think I went through all this last time we did this. So that's 19.5, that's 19.5, so the class a bit cheaper, but I think we went for this one. So let's lease that, and then we want, if we go combinations, we want the high tip bucket, which is that one. So we will lease that, and now we will have to go, well that's very handy, first one we get to, and this is where there is going to be a long drive. So we've got £13,000 left, which that's okay because once we sleep, we'll have some products to sell. Right, I'm not going to bore you with watching us take this all the way up there, so we'll see you again when we get to the mine. So I just hope there's enough here for 2 loads. I completely forgot that in in one of the episodes that we did take, the only episode that we did take this down to our furnace, we didn't have enough here, and it's looking like it could be a very similar situation now, which is completely fine. We'll just take whatever we can and go from there. So glad that we have this truck, because going up there in anything else I think would be unbelievably painful. But if we just pull into here, we can now tip that in. Whilst that's going on like that, we will just return the wheel loader. It seems such a shame that we're using it for such a short space of time, but the money that we'll make from the iron, from the metal I should say, will be unreal, so it's well worth doing. So now I think if this can stay here for the time being, or at least one would hope it could stay here. Probably best to take it to the mine, but that involves doing another drive over there, so I'd rather just leave it up again here, out the way, and we will go back to the farm. We'll find our flatbed wherever that is, so that's all ready for the morning, and we will have to gather everything up and do a big sell. So where is? Okay, I was getting a bit worried where my little stacker truck was, the Palafinger. So I'm glad that's here. It is a brilliant. This is one of my absolute favourite mods, obviously by Black Sheep Modding. So if we reverse onto here, we'll put that on, and is it just doing the right side or is it doing the whole thing? Okay, we want to change that to, how do we change it? I think it's X. So open rear panel. No, that's X for rear panel. Where is it? Toggle. Okay. Choose side. Close side panels. Let's just close that first and it may tell us. Okay, so it's U to change. We might as well do it so it's doing all the panels, then we don't have to keep swapping and changing. So if we leave that there, we will hop out and rest, and then we will have a lot of moving about of equipment to in the morning. We'll go to 9. So let's go on to here and let's go on to our factories. What needs what? So the barrel factory has, that's still got loads in. Flooring factory still got loads. The iron ore, that's absolutely fine. That's fine. So I think planks long. So if we do planks long to the barrel factory and flooring factory, or whichever one we get to first, so we can hop in this. This is here for us. So planks long are these 3. So we'll have to divvy it up so it's 2 goes into one and then 1 into another, and then we will look at, we may just have to sell everything else, which obviously it may get a bit repetitive, but everything wants to go to the roller coaster because we're getting paid there at the minute, and I think there's still room to get more stuff in. So we'll need this because there will be floor tiles and barrels to sell, so we will put this onto the back. We're going to go to the barrel factory first because that is slightly less planks long in there than what the flooring factory is. So they can take, let's put the power finger on and we're closing the sides. Let's throw straps down. Yeah, and then next time we do it, depending on how much it uses, we can do 2 to the flooring factory and then 1 to the barrels. But we may not need to do that, depending on how fast it all goes through. Change of plan, we'll go to the roller coaster first, because if we are picking up barrels and floor tiles, we want to make sure that we do have a little bit of room. So if we reverse in like so, let's just take the straps off. Oh no, we lost a thing of planks long. Oh, right, we're going to have to separate these two here to make sure that at least our factories get 1 of each. Just like that. So it doesn't matter which one we go to first now, but we will, because we're here. The original plan was the barrel factory first, so that is where we will go, which shouldn't take us too long to get there. It is, I'm just trying to remember, it's been a while since I last came on here. I think this is it. Yes, it is. Look at all the barrels back there as well. So if we just drop this in there like so, and then we can pull ourselves round the back, load up with barrels, and then make our way to well, we'll go past the wood turner and we'll make our way to the flooring factory and start gathering everything up from there. So with all these on, we will go to the wood turner now as our next port of call. What I will also say is, I think I started off this series saying to play it as realistically as possible. What I have found, although I really enjoy playing it realistic, I think for the videos and how the videos come out, I think it just takes a bit too long and can get slightly monotonous for some people. So that's why there is quite, and especially on this map, you're doing a lot of the same things over and over again. So that's why you'll notice that I will jump cut quite a bit now. Still do plenty of time lapses, but try and make it so it is as enjoyable as possible. And my main goal for today is, if we go to contracts, I would quite like to do a rock removal contract, and that one's fairly local. So whilst we're here, I am going to why do we need the car? Oh, the trailer to transport the what they call skid steer. So I am going to accept that contract. We've got plenty of time to do it, but that's obviously something that just to change it up so we're not doing the same thing over and over again. Especially for myself, we're going to have to be careful of the bus. For myself, I've never actually completed one of these construction projects that Giants give you. So that was one of the goals when I first set out on this map, was to complete the roller coaster, but also make at least 1 boat. So if I can achieve that, then I will be very, very happy. And it's quite nice. So obviously it's a farming simulator game, but yet we can do so many different things. Have I just gone past where I wanted to be? No, it's this one here, isn't it? So let's just pull onto, ooh, that curve's a bit big. Let's just pull onto here. We can, it's taken them. Let's go on to our menu. So this is the flooring factory. Oh yeah, it does take planks. And do we have both activated? Yeah, we've both activated, so that's fine. And if we reverse back, we can then go and load up with all, there should be quite a fair few tiles here, and take these to the roller coaster, and then we can look at getting, because I don't think I've got the jackhammer for the rocks, so we will have to buy that and make our way down to do this contract. And there we have it, a full trailer load. There should be a fair, okay, I can't go over there. I'm going to have to find a way around. and we'll go back to the roller coaster and make sure that that's got plenty of stuff to keep it going, because that is, like I say, when we can ride that for the first time, it will certainly make me very, very happy to know that I've completed that. Especially when you're on PC, it's so easy if you wanted to cheat all the money in and everything. What's down this road? I don't think I've ever been down here before, but this is the way we'll go. How much will this take? Because whatever we don't sell here, it will go to the farmers market. So it hasn't taken much at all, to be fair. Let's jump out and let's see where we are with this now. So it is requiring, so we're full of barrels, full of floor tiles, nearly full of metal, full of staircase rails, planks long we're almost full, so it's only wooden beams really that we can send into here. So what is there, another production or somewhere else that we can sell this which isn't, so the furniture factory, I don't own that, I don't think. So staircase rails, riverbed springs, that's on the train. Silverrun market, riverbed springs. I think the easiest thing for us is just to take it to the market, which is just across the street here, and get a nice little payday, and then we can get ourselves organised for this rock removal. Because I'd quite like to buy us, I know we bought an ATV in the past, but I'd quite like to buy another ATV and or to buy another car. So there's 73,366. So, into here, if we go vehicles, I don't think we have, so we've got, I don't think we have. We've got the stump grinder. We can use that trailer for transport. We've got a winch. So let's go have skid steer tools. We want the jackhammer, which is the most expensive out of them all. So we'll get that. And let's have a look at, if we go cars. So that's quite a nice looking, I finally got the auto load mod on, which took a while, but what I would like, if anyone could tell me, how do you get rid of that blue box? I know if I press my middle mouse I can now adjust it, which is brilliant, but I would quite like it not to be on this, I'd like to be able to get rid of it off this main screen, but anyways, so back, let's have a look. So we've got the Kubota, we have the John Deere's, which this is a forestry one by the looks of it. But what, oh, protection, there we go. Both, I don't know what that's protecting. So we either go for one of these, or I have recently put in the Land Rover mod. That stuttered a bit, didn't like that. So we could go for the Land Rover, or better yet, I put a Range Rover in. How cool is that? But I don't think that'll be very in keeping into the game. So what I am thinking is, I don't know. Let's go for, we haven't used this before. So diesel engine, main colour, we're going to go green. That's quite nice. And then if we go for the back, actually to be fair, I think I'll probably prefer that darker green. So let's, where is it, that one? I think go for that, because in this you get a pressure washer in it, beacon lights. We've got loads of different options of beacons to go on here. Go for those ones. Wheel setup. That's just the rims, diesel engine, electric engine, we'll go for diesel. So I think if we buy that, like so, we'll take this back to our yard, we'll go pick up our new vehicle, we will go pick up the trailer and the skid steer, and we can get on to go smash some rocks. So I have just customised our trailer, so I don't know whether we need it to be on the short sides, but I've taken the the bigger sides off, just so that we can, if we press Y, we can get the ramps. I don't know whether that makes any difference or not, but at least it should be a lot easier now to get our skid steer in, because I know previously with our skid steer, when we were trying to get it on that on our bigger low loader, it just wouldn't fit. So it was getting to the point where you're having to stop the video to throw it in so that it didn't look too abnormal. But this should now, unless I've now gone too far the other way and put them too narrow, which is looking like what I could have done. Can we get up into... So let's hop back into here. I can't remember which way. There we go. So let's widen them out a bit more. Jump back into here. Don't be too savage on the steering wheel, otherwise you seem to just turn all over the place. Right, that's loads better. So let's put that in. We will head down to the store to go pick our jackhammer up. I've probably put that too far back, but I know we need to get the jackhammer in. And I will see you. I will see you over at where we're doing our contract. So we're not too far off where we want to be, but if we just follow this railway line, it shouldn't take us too much. Well, it should bring us straight to, well, here we are, we're straight in, and there's some rocks to do, so we'll pull over on the side here. What I'd also like to see is on this truck, let's turn our beacons off, if we go to the back, there should be a pressure washer here. So we can now wash on the move. We can also, if we put the pressure washer back, I'm sure there's a diesel tank that we have in the back here. Oops, I need to get out of there, and I need to drop the back down. I'm sure we can also put a diesel tank on, so it can be a mobile fuel station as well, because that's one thing I don't think we have at the farm. So let's just lift that up. And let's try and get down these ramps without causing too much destruction. And if we turn this on, which it should be, put it into all rocks, and we can get the first one done. Which, weirdly, it's out of that little red circle, so that says to me that we can't just look at the red circles, we may have to venture slightly outside of them. Second the brake. Come on. There we go. So that's one. Does it say 16%? So that will mean that, what does that mean? Is there 6 to do? So we'll move on to this one next. And yeah, we'll have a ride around and see if we can find them all. So as you probably saw, I think there was only one that was in that red circle, so I don't quite know what that's for. But a very, very easy job for now that's complete. So that rock removal was, if we contract, £3,300. So a very easy job to collect that. And is there any others? So Deadwood, we could do a hoeing contract, which I think that's the smallest field, or a Deadwood. I don't fancy doing the Deadwood, and the wood transport, there's not a lot of trees there, and it wants to go to our sawmill. That's certainly very interesting. But first thing, we will get ourselves back to our farm. I think that's the best thing to do. And now, I know it hasn't paid. I think it was £9,000 for this tool. But if we do a few more, then it's paying for itself, which is very, very handy. I'm hoping this train line isn't a live one, because we keep crossing it, and I know the train, if you get hit by that, it certainly, you go flying. So let's see if we can do this first time with relative ease. Perfect. So we'll put that on there. Let's just put this down like so. Jump back into here. We'll have to close our back up, close the trailer up, put the straps on, and let's get ourselves off home. Considering it's just here, I want to see if we can. Brilliant. So there, so we're now filling up with diesel, which we can now use this. One, it'll put a load of weight on the back. Well, we don't need any more weight by the looks of that, but we can put a bit more weight on. Oh, look at the gauge going on. Tells us exactly how many litres we have in here. Is there a gauge on the other side? No, just on that side. Well, I'm starting to worry how much this is going to cost, because that's taken an absolute age to fill. But it's nice to know it's 4,000 litres and that's £5,793 to fill that up. But it may just give us that little bit more stability. It is a fantastic truck though. I'm wishing I'd used this a lot sooner. But we're going to take this up and park this up at the yard, and we may have to have a sort out up there because it's starting to get a bit cluttered and a bit abandoned. Everything seems to be abandoned here, there and everywhere. So we'll have a look at, first off, we're going to sell that forwarder, which I know I say sell the forwarder, it's not worth anything. So that is that one. To sell that, which is nothing, so we're going to get rid of that. We are going to go on to construction, and we are going to build this shed, which I think the best place for it is probably back here, which if we're going to do that, we want to extend the ground, so bring this out level out to here, because I don't want to block our trigger, well not our trigger, but I don't want to block the area so we can't get in to unload our wood. So let's just bring that right back there. We can bring it all the way around here, and it is something that we can smarten up. We can also get rid of that rock if we wanted to, so let's just pull that through like so. And I forget what paint texture we've got on the ground here. Is it just dirt? No. Dirt road, so we can, we'll just extend this out like so and round. We will have to get rid of these bits of trees and so on. So that's that bit now done. We'll quickly just delete these trees out, and then if we just add a bit of grass in, try and make it, I do like to try keep it as in keeping as possible, because it's one of them, depending on how many episodes we do, we've got to look at this for it could be a fair while, it may not be, all depends how long the roller coaster takes. So now we've done that, we will just soften very quickly, soften this edge so that isn't as sharp, and now let's go to our sheds. So what's that one? Oh, that's way too small. So we could just go and put another one of these up, which that'll be amples of storage there. But I just think, unless we put it on the, it's just going to get in the way, I think, is that one. Or at least with this one, I think, it's just small enough that we can, flattening failed. Oh, I don't know. What's this one? That's far too small. See, this would be perfect, but I think it could just be a bit big. We'll move it round. Maybe. Overlap with another object. Unless we bring the bank further out. If we bring that bank a lot further out to there, we then could possibly get it into there. So we can get it Oh, I've lost it there. No. There. No. Come on. We're so close to getting this shed built. There we go. That will be perfect because we can still get into there. So now let's just quickly, this taken longer than what I thought it was going to do. We would just want to tidy up. Can we tidy up this edge or not? Will it not be in keeping? So let's tidy up that edge so we can still reverse into there. I'll just quickly sort out the back of the shed, sort this out, and we may even look at putting a fence in. And there we have it. So we now have a new yard, sort of. So we can now start parking all our equipment in there. We will look at getting, whether it's something to have a look at now or later, but I would quite like to get a little shed that we can put just over here where little implements like the winch and all our skid steer tools, they can all go into there. The likes of the pallet forks probably want to stay over here, but that's something that we can do in due course. But I will say, on that note, I just want to say thank you very much for watching. I hope you've all liked and enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you again in the next one. Bye for now.